Good morning. Welcome to Tipster Tuesday. Hope you guys are all having an awesome morning. If you are waking up with us on the West Coast, hello. And if you are joining us from across the pond, good evening. Hope you guys are doing well. My name is Dana Moore. I'm a Presidential Diamond and co-owner of Live Naturally Tools. And today's Tipster Tuesday, we are going to talk about customer appreciation events. And this is a topic that I love because it is one of the things that was key in helping us to advance to presidential. And so I want to chat with you about it and share all the things that we have to offer for you. It's kind of one of our best tricks up our sleeve, and we want to share it. Okay, so hope that you are ready. Pull out a pen, a piece of paper, get ready to take notes. Also, just know I'm both on Instagram and Facebook. So right now, if you're watching on Instagram and you go back to check on this later, it will disappear after 24 hours, I think it is. But on Facebook, it will be up. So if you need to go back and reference this video at all, it's going to be in our Facebook group, Live Naturally System. Okay. And then a couple of things, we always give tips and tricks and stuff in our newsletter as well. If you're not part of our newsletter, you're going to want to make sure you're subscribed to that, because we also do like weekly sales on different products and tools and things. Everything I'm talking about today will be in a folder for you. It will be done for you. So you will have recipes, and I'll go through it all, but you're going to have it all in a folder. You can also find the information, the recipes for this event, for the blends, and for the make and take in our website under our downloads. And so there's lots of resources for you. I just want to make sure that you know where to find them, because basically we've done all the work for you. You just have to run these events. Okay, so this is really exciting. So what is customer appreciation? We've done these the last few years, but if you're new following us, you won't know. But what we did was formulate and kind of pick a month where we decide to honor the customers in our organization that order on a regular basis, okay? And this is strategic because what it does is they get to come to a make and take and make 3 roller balls because they've ordered at least 100 PV LRP that month. And it's kind of like, I mean, I've had a few people be like, well, what about people who don't order? This is kind of like you're rewarded for being a member of the local zoo, or rewarded for having season passes for a baseball team. Okay, so you still pay to go to the game, but it's like members night. Okay, or you still like pay to go to the zoo, but it's members only night, so you get an exclusive opportunity to see like the new exhibit or to get better seats or something like that, but you're still paying for it. So understand the mindset there. You don't want to just say, you know, everyone gets 3 free rollers for joining me one time in the past 4 years and ordering once. You know, you want to make sure that it's because they're ordering, because that's the strategy of it. You're going to boost your volume in a big way. Okay, so what we do in our team, and you can formulate this any way you want, but we do it, we pick a month to do it, and we're going to pick August this year for our month for our team. I think it's August. If you're on my team and you're like, oh, good to know, I'm pretty sure it's August. But we pick a month strategically when there's not another doTERRA promotion, and a month that tends to be low in volume overall. Okay, those months are typically January, April, June, August, just depending. And we never really know what doTERRA's promotions are going to be. We can do our best guess, but we don't know. So one of the things that we did 2 years ago was we picked August to do our customer appreciation and to do loads of classes, and everyone in our team joined in, and that's the month that we hit presidential, which was a really strategic month, because if you're familiar at all with the leadership bonus pools, they were really good in August because not a lot of people were hitting or pushing in that month. Okay, August is typically a month where volume can be a little bit low, and so it's a really good idea to have a promotion in your own back pocket that you own and you run as a team. You don't have to do August. You can do whatever works. My recommendation, though, is to make sure you, as a team, do it in the same month, okay? And you're probably thinking, like, what does she mean by that? Well, on our team, we have pockets of leaders all over the country, but a lot of us are part of the same Facebook group. So if we all do it in June, we can declare June is Customer Appreciation Month, or July is Customer Appreciation Month, or whatever it may be. And that way it's very cohesive, okay? If you're like, oh, but I'd like to do mine in August, that's a little bit hard as a community to join in with that, because you're like, except for us, we're in August, you know? And so I want to encourage you to be really unified with this, just because it's going to help with communication and clarity. And anytime things are simple and communicated clearly, they're going to fly. But if it's complicated and confusing, people aren't going to know, and it gets like kind of tricky, okay? So just make sure you kind of join together. That's why our labels and all of our information are coming out now in the month of April. So you most likely would do this at the earliest the month of June. Now, maybe you are already like on it and you've already picked dates and things like that, and you're going to go for it in May. That's amazing. Go for it. But most of you will probably pick June or August are my recommendations. So that's my tips for best timing. What we have done is we have formulated for you 3 beautiful roller blends. We do 3 unique custom blends each year. This year they are called Reflect, Tranquility, and Adventure. And they have like a water theme to them, and they're beautiful. We've worked on them. We love them. We're set on the oils that are in them. We're set on the recipes. We've tested them out in both diffusers and in rollers just to make sure we love them. They're awesome, and they will be provided for you. So the recipes will be provided for you. How many bottles of oils you need per like 10 people will be provided for you. So that way you're like, well, I have a customer appreciation event with 20 people. How much do I need to order? We help you even with the brain space of all of that. And then as well as the labels, they'll be provided as well. Those are, you can purchase those on livenaturally.com. So you have all the tools you need. You just have to do the events, okay? We also give you a supply list of what to order and where to order it and the price per unit, so that you know, like, well, where's the best place to get rollers? Now, that being said, if doTERRA rollers are out, and I don't know what the price breakdown will be for them, but the doTERRA glassware is going to be phenomenal. Those rollers are like the best. So if they're out and they're affordable, we're going to go in that direction. But usually for an event that's big, Amazon or Glass Bottle Outlet, something like that, is going to be your more affordable choices for this event particularly, okay? The other thing with a make and take, if you've done them before, you know they can be totally messy, tons of work, loads of supplies. You're only making rollers, so it's oils and coconut oil. That's it, okay? There's nothing extra on that, and I would recommend sticking with that so that it doesn't get too complicated and too crazy. Because again, when it gets it's not easy for you, it tends to be just frustrating. I even give you a link for these little ketchup doodads, ketchup bottles, which make it amazing to pour out your coconut oil rather than using the doTERRA bottles, which make a huge mess. This makes it really easy and it goes really fast. So even these kinds of tips are going to be in your folder, okay? So just so you know what I'm referring to when I say condiment bottles, it's these, but they make filling a roller ball super easy. Best tip of the day. Okay, so that's like the gist of it, okay? A couple things I would recommend is, now that you're gonna have your oil list as soon as we have your folder out this week, which will be coming this week, start ordering your oils now, okay? So once you like gather your team up, figure out when you're gonna do this event, start ordering the oils that you need now, even if your event isn't until August. The worst thing is to wait till the last minute and be like, we're out of bergamot. We don't have any bergamot, you know, and like, who has it? You know, we need people to bring it. Like, it gets a little bit crazy. And so start ordering them now. Cash in points for them. That's a good way to stock up. Keep a little box to the side that says customer appreciation oils and keep putting them in so that you don't like forget that you shouldn't be opening them, you know, yet, and you need them. If you're joining together as a team, maybe you're cross line, you're all joined together to do it, maybe assign who's bringing what. You know, I'll bring 2 bottles of bergamot, you bring 3 bottles of cedarwood, you know, that type of thing. And so that you're sharing the load of that and everybody's contributing in some way. So you can break it down that way if you want to, however that works for you. If you don't have a big team, don't be overwhelmed by this and think, well, this doesn't apply to me. I only have 10 people on my team total. You know, I just started building. Do one of these in your home. Invite people over. It can be so small. It can be intimate. It can be fun. You could do it in your home. Some of our team last year did one at a park. They had a pavilion and did it outside. It worked out wonderfully. They loved it. It was really beautiful and well done. So that's an option too. We have rented space before as hotel, little, conference rooms in hotels and different things as well. You can do that as well if you have the resources and the means and want to do things like that. So it can be as big and small as you want. Maybe your church has a community room you can use. You can kind of go the distance in whatever direction you want to do with that. That's completely up to you. But I would say no event is too big or too small for this, or vice versa. Okay, so everyone can do an event like this, and it can be very fruitful for your team. One thing is I would start building expectation now. So once you have your dates in mind and your month picked out, we'll have a save the date little card that you can email, you can post in your groups, everything just to get people excited about it and to be thinking about it. And that way it doesn't hit them like a big surprise. It builds up anticipation, which is really fun and will help it go so much farther. Okay. If you need to secure venues, if you do need to rent a pavilion for a park, or a hotel space or whatever it is, or even just, a community room, you need to do that now. That's really important. A lot of these things are actually booked up way in advance. And so don't secure your date until you have a secured venue. That's going to be important too. Okay. So what we've done is when people come in, they know they have to do that 100 PV LRP, and they have to print out, we make them print out their proof of it as their ticket entry in. Okay, they fill out, for us we use Pick-a-Tick, you might use Eventbrite, something like that. We do have them RSVP ahead of time, otherwise we just have no idea how much supplies to purchase. Okay, so RSVPs, we make them come in about 2 weeks in advance before the event. We need to know who's planning on coming. Now always make room for a few extras, but it's just something that's important, otherwise you could get slammed and run out, and that would be not good. Okay, we make them print out their or invoice that they've done 100 PV LRP that month. That's their ticket in, and that way we don't have to really keep track or look it up. We know, or they can show us on their phone, whatever. They come in. When they come in, we immediately send them to the make and take station. Okay, that's the first thing that they do. We have some leaders positioned around to kind of help them or guide them. And we have frames of each recipe in the order that it goes in, and the oils are set out in order. It's seriously foolproof. Again, those pictures, those frames, and the recipes are all provided for you, not the frame, but the inserts. And then it's just easy. So they go through, they make their oil, they put their label on, they go down the line, they use their coconut oil, all the things. They get a little teeny organza bag to put all 3 little labels in, and they're done. That part takes 8 to 10 minutes. It's really honestly fast for them. They enjoy making it, part of the process, but it's short. And so if that was the only thing you had at your event, it would feel like, okay, bye, have a good night, And so in addition, what we have done is made it a bingo event. And so that it continues to be fun and feel like it's an event and not necessarily a class. And we give you all the bingo info too. But what we do is we give them a piece of paper and a list of essential oils, singles and blends, and they fill in whatever they want on the paper. You can also get these generated automatically online for you, but I have found that's just really easy to have the people fill it in themselves. They fill out their bingo card, and then you draw a bingo. Okay, so you're pulling out, I have every single oil in a a big bowl, and I'll pull one out and I'm like, okay, jasmine, this oil is delicious. It is one of our newest oils. It comes in a roller ball, and I'll give them tips of how to use it. I love it for this. This is why you need it, whatever. 2, 3 little teeny things, because it's bingo. People want you to keep moving, okay? So if you have jasmine, mark it down. Next oil, frankincense, okay? This is the king of all oils. You want to take 2 drops under your tongue. Who's taking 2 drops underneath their tongue every day? Or you can even say, who has a 3-second testimony for me? And so you get them involved in it, but they're basically getting flash course in essential oils, and you have to kind of brush up your knowledge as well, which as long as you have 1 or 2 things to say about every oil, you're going to be fine. And we've also done this where 2 leaders do it together. So we take turns, and that helps as well. So we're going through it. sharing their oils, telling them all about it. So they're even keeping a note. You know, I'm like, listen, take notes. If you hear an oil that you've never heard of before, you're like, oh, I got to try that. Like, make sure you write it down. You can order it on your next order. So we're just constantly talking about little things like LRP and ordering and, you know, different fun uses for oils. That is really, really helpful. Okay. So we go through bingo, and we have prizes for bingo too. And that's just, again, a collection of things we've cashed in points for. Maybe it's supplements, maybe it's diffusers, maybe it's little oil pouches. I've done like reference books before. Maybe it's a little bundle of glassware, you know, maybe it's recipe books and labels, things like that, cheap stuff, but things that they love. And so if they yell bingo, they get to come up and pick any prize they want off the table. And so we usually play like 8-10 rounds of bingo, and that has worked really well. They love it. And that way the whole event takes a good hour. And so then that's pretty much all we've done in a lot of places. Now I have a few other tips and ideas for you. One thing that you can do if your leaders are into it is you can make some recipes together, like food recipes, and have a little food table. You can make like peppermint brownies and an essential oil like citrus punch or something, you know, and so they have a chance to just see and experience oils used in different ways, and that makes them kind of mingle longer. You could have a little station set up with a computer so that if they don't order on a monthly basis, they don't understand LRP, maybe they're brand new, or maybe they brought a guest or something like that, then what they can do is go and enroll. Another thing that you can do is just have product stations set up, like a diffuser table. So maybe you have the, you know, 4 to 5 diffusers that doTERRA offers all there, so they can look at them, touch them, compare them, and decide what you know, diffuser they want next. Somebody could be there just being the diffuser expert. Just make sure you clean them before you take them there, okay? Maybe you have the spa line set up, and it's like, hey, these are all the spa products, or doTERRA On Guard products all set up at a table. And so, you know, after they're done with the make and take, maybe before bingo starts, they get to go to product stations and just casually learn, be informed, see what they have to offer. Sometimes they just don't even know. They don't even know we have liters of shampoo, you know, or they don't even know we have laundry detergent. So those are things that can be really helpful, because you're bringing in people that are truly your customers. You know, your builders are facilitating this type of thing, but your customers are the ones that are showing up for this. They're going to be people that come out of the woodwork for it. You don't even know they're on your team. And so that's really exciting. Now, another thing that we've done that has been, I would say, I don't know how helpful it has been, but we have allowed the customers who do the 100 PV LRP to bring one guest with them that's not part of doTERRA. And you can do that or not do that. It's totally up to you. But what that has done is just brought new people into our fold. It's brought new people in. If they enroll that night, I think that there was we had like a special drawing, like anyone who enrolls at this event tonight gets their name in a drawing for like a diffuser. Now it's been tricky because the event just moves so fast. It's been really tricky. So I wouldn't say that has been the best use of our prizes or money. But perhaps anyone who enrolls tonight gets this little bottle of wild orange and a couple glassware or something like that. Okay, so they're going to get that. And that way what happens is people will make that decision and enroll, and you're bringing more people into your organization. Okay. Overall, I saw a question of, do you charge? We don't charge for the event. Their ticket in is that they did 100 PV LRP. So even people who do 50, 60 PV LRP, they'll bump it up to 100 to come to this event. And they'll bump it up to 100 to show up for it. So that's really you're getting paid that way. You're getting paid on Unilevel, and your Power 3, different things will line up for you that month because of their LRP has to be higher. So we don't charge for it. But you could. We have had people say, I'm not going to run an LRP, but I want to come. What's the charge? And in that case, we put a $25 charge on the rollers. I would probably almost say make it 30, because they're getting the education as well, because it really isn't going to cost that much per person for you. It usually breaks down to $7 or $8 a person. But what you're doing is showing that there's so much value in being a member of your organization. Okay, so you're going to set a price, and we've only ever had maybe 2 to 5 people pay rather than do their LRP, okay? But it has helped a lot. That is one thing that you can kind of like, these are your events, you guys, and so like you can tweak this however you want, but the goal of it is that your volume that month will increase quite a bit, and it's going to be from customer volume and not unreasonable customer volume. 100 PV LRP is like no big deal, okay? A few other tips. It's nice to have these towards the end of the month because a lot of orders have been put in by that point. You have it on like June 3rd, and like most people haven't even run an LRP yet. And so it's really, really nice to have it towards the very, very end. Yeah, Jade, I saw your question. No, Mom, the guests don't have to pay either. They would be just a guest that come in free, okay? And it's been worth it and on every level because, a lot of our team is rank advancing at that time, so they're getting their bonuses and things like that. And it's definitely an investment financially, but it really actually does a ton for team culture as well, helps build team culture, helps you guys have like a presence in the community of like, wow, they do this event, so fun. We have a local leader, our local Norwex leader. She's like the top in Norwex, and she came as a guest with somebody else, and she was just like, you guys just do this. Like, it's just like, just do this for your customers. And we're like, yeah, there was no strings attached to it. We did talk about the value of a membership. We did have like the next class that was coming up, make sure that you always have the next time where they can learn or the next event ready. So maybe your next upcoming class is like back to school with essential oils or whatever. And so you have that ready, and you make sure you are advertising that, because otherwise you have all these people in one place and you're wasting an opportunity if you don't have someone to talk to about that, okay? The other part about that is, I lost my train of thought because I saw a question at the same time. I'll try to think of it before I'm done. But I saw the question come up, like how am I defining team for this? It depends, okay? It totally depends on where you are in this. Like say, like I'm a presidential diamond leader, okay? We have diamonds underneath us, we have platinums, we have blue diamonds underneath us. A lot of times they're running their own events all over the place. But maybe some cross-line people are trickling in and coming to these events as well. In that case, what I've decided to do, and no one else has to do this, but what I've decided to do is I actually send anyone who's running an event that's going to have like 50 people or more at it, I send them oils, glassware, and FCO to help offset any costs, because I know that cross-line people might be showing up to this event because they've advertised it in a public way. Now, if it's not like that, if you're the umbrella of your team, maybe you're a silver leader and you are like, no, I can kind of keep all my hens underneath me. It's no problem. It's not public. It's at my house. Then, own that event and don't worry about it. Nobody cross-line is going to show up to it, okay? I think that's what you mean. I hope that helps. I will go through later and answer questions just to make sure that you guys feel really secure in it. Yeah. Okay. Holly, I see your question. How do we get the folder? I'll post it soon. I have just a few tweaks I was making to it just to make sure that it's as clear as mud. No, but we provide a folder every year. Last year, I just wanted to tweak things, add more oils, make sure it was clear. And I had our graphic designer kind of jazz it up and make it even a little bit prettier for you guys. So I'll post it by the end of this week, so you'll have it. I did post a teaser of the oils that we need already, but don't worry. You have plenty of time to do this. I'm just giving you as much information as possible so you can get your wheels spinning. The first step I would encourage you guys to do is get on a Zoom with your leaders and talk about the event, talk about the idea, maybe make sure they watch this first so that they kind of know what's going on. You don't have to rehash all of it, and then say, okay, guys, let's pick a time and let's talk about venues. Let's start calling around and just get that part done. If you get that part done, the folder will fall into your lap, and then everything that you need to do it will be there for you, okay? Okay, I think that's all the major information. I'm looking at my notes real quick. If you have questions, which I'm sure that you do, go ahead and put them in the comments. It's Instagram, again, this was away in like 24 hours, but Facebook Live and Live Naturally system, it stays up. So I'll be able to go through and really answer your questions, make sure you're really clear. We'll post that folder for you in Live Naturally system, so you'll have it there. Our recipes will also be posted. I think they actually are on livenaturallytools.com already, but I'll check that. But they're up there so that you can kind of see what oils you need and how much, and start planning. Even look at your stash and like, oh, okay, I'm going to need cedar wood, so I'll pull that. Another tip, maybe you're going to run your own, or you can use our labels and recipes from last year too. They're still posted. We still have those out for you. But another thing that you can do is if you come up with your own, that's totally great. You can do your own. My tip with it is we use as many 15 mLs as possible. If we use a 5 ml, like black pepper, it's like so needed in a blend. We just use a very small amount because mLs are just cheaper to buy and they go farther, okay? So that's one thing. The other thing that I would say is don't use really expensive oils. Like you won't see blue tansy or frankincense in our blends this year, things like that, because it just puts the cost way too high. But we do a variety of oils that aren't the expected oils because we know that we want them to fall in love with new oils and want to make these blends again in the future. Like our hot mess blend, Jenna Cross developed that blend, and that has gone like viral. It's one of the best blends, I think, that I hear people talk about all the time, and I'm like, oh yeah, that was Jenna's blend, and it was from a customer appreciation that we did. And so these are things that will inspire them to keep ordering. Okay, so let your wheels start spinning on it. If you have better ideas and have some other things that have worked for you, comment too. That's really great. But we're gonna post all the information. You'll see it. Even like a script for an invite is in there. Everything that you need to do to make it awesome. And you'll see wording and verbiage and the things that you need in there as well. And you guys can take it and run with it and have a smashing event. Oh, I know what I was gonna say that I forgot. One of the best things that you can do is if you pick a month to do it in, say your month is August, is you want to also, if you're pushing for a new rank or want to rock out that month so bad like we did to push to new rank, is we also had a class challenge for our builders that month. So in the month of July, we prepared, everyone booked more classes than ever. And then in the month of August, not only did we have customer appreciation where our volume increased, but we had a record number of enrollments as well because people were teaching more classes than normal. Okay, so if you normally teach 4 classes a month, you want to be teaching like 8, because you're pushing for something new. Now, if maybe you're not pushing for something new and you're just going to have a solid killer month, that's amazing too. But remember to think about that. Like, is this part of my 90-day plan or my 90-day goal? Do I have a rank advancement coming up? Could we be ready as a team to push to the next level? Could I hit gold this month, or whatever it may be? You can want to think those things through, okay? Again, the folder will show up later this week in Live Naturally system. I'll make sure I put lots of bells and whistles on it so you don't miss it. And you guys are going to rock this event. All right, everybody. Thanks for being on. See you next week.